Jason,
Yo.
found anything?
No, brother, I'm coming up empty. I'm still looking.
We gotta find the new stuff. I know it's right here. Keep looking.
I believe it.
Whoa, what are you doing here today? What are you doing here? I work here. We're looking for the new stuff.
News. We have a ton of new stuff. I can show you guys some 556 stuff. Come with me.
All right. Let's see it.
Welcome back to Class Firearms, guys. Jason here with Kaya.
What's up, guys?
That's so email. And Jay from Q.
Q.
What's up, bro? I mean, you're the man of the hour, right?
That's me. Yeah. Everyone's in Africa. They left me behind, so I'm running the joint. I'm designing guns and engineering and cleaning and
Hopefully you'll do the marketing too. Finally, we can see a difference around here.
yeah, do a little marketing. You know,
Okay.
doing it all.
There you go.
It's my shop.
I mean, your shop, bro. So, I mean, I got something new right down here. You know what I'm saying?
I finally came out with something new. It's
I know.
Southpaw.
It's crazy. Southpaw. Tell me about it, man. I mean,
Yeah, so it's Southpaw. It's out now. You know, everyone can get one. It's our first dedicated 5.56 can.
okay.
Also one of the first of kind of the steel line that we're going to do. So pork chop, short chop, we're already steel. This is also steel. What's cool about this one, people ask like, well, you know, there's a million 5.56 cans. Why would I get this? As a system, this kind of gets, you know, it gets a bunch of birds stoned at once, if we're allowed to say that. So we kind of have everyone on durability, sound, and size as a whole. So like, sure, there might be a quieter can out there 5.56 wise, but is it as durable or as compact? Probably not. Might be a more durable can maybe, but it's not as quiet, not as compact. So
Or it's light.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, that kind of basically Kevin was like, let's build a 5.56 can that I would want. So something that he doesn't really notice on the end of his gun, something that's super durable. I mean, honestly, people keep asking, you know, for a relatively simple baffle design, why did it take so long? And truthfully, the design didn't take long at all. It was the testing. So we put this through some of the most rigorous silencer testing we've ever done.
Can you give us an example on like what did you guys do during testing?
So we're actually going to put out kind of a documentary and a series on what we did. But as far as the firing schedule was larger than any can we've ever done.
Wow.
I forget exactly how they did it, but it would be basically trying to erode the can to the point of it failing.
Like shooting a lot of full auto and all
Exactly.
that stuff.
Yeah. So
Endurance test.
exactly.
Yeah.
Huge endurance tests. Those numbers we can pull and get those for you too. But what's cool about this can, so for a relatively simple baffle design, you have 4 large step baffles and a 5th short step baffle. You then have 2 pieces of Inconel. So it's a cast Inconel end cap and blast baffle. So
Okay, wow.
Inconel, as most people know, is a super durable metal anyway. We then heat treat the Inconel to 1800 degrees. So part of that durability is we already heat treat it to 1800 degrees. Most people aren't going to get their can that hot. If you do, good for you. That's just great. It'll
That's
handle
what's up.
it's an 1 3/4 inch, just like the rest of our cans. With the steel, you're not going to get the sparking that you would get with titanium.
Right.
So when we shoot at night, you'll notice that. That's a thing. Sound wise, it's great. We are able to get that quality sound because the steel that we do, it's stainless, but we can make it thinner, keep that internal volume, keep the weight down. Again, fairly simple baffle design, but all of those things coupled together create a super light, compact. It's 6 inches, weighs 13 ounces, and it fits on our normal muzzle devices. So
There you
check it
go.
out.
Yeah, dude, I fired actually the Honey Badger 5.56 with obviously the Southpaw.
Yep.
And incredible. Like it's so when I grab any gun, like I don't want a lot of weight up front. And you can, as you said, there are cans out there that are maybe more durable, whatever, but they end up weighing a lot as well, or longer, so you get more kind of weight distributed up front more. And I don't like my gun weighing down because it really does affect the way I hold this gun, the way I kind of stabilize this gun.
Right.
And this is light, and it actually sounds pretty good because not everything is about decibel rating, right? Because some of those high pitched ones, tone is very important. The tone and everything is just so good and very well balanced with the gas system with this thing. And I didn't think it was even like I thought it was a very soft shooting, quiet, and doesn't feel like I got a can on this gun.
Yeah,
Facts.
another big thing right now in the world of silencers, especially on the consumer market, even on the military side, is everyone's going flow through. Everyone's worried about gas.
Right.
So Kevin likes to call it captured flow through. I don't think it's trademarked or anything. Someone will probably trademark it now before we can. But our baffles are vented on the inside.
Right.
So the gas has a place to go while still being contained, so it's not just getting shoved right back into your face.
Right.
So obviously, like silencers work by gas spiraling around, they cool down, this and that. So that vented, that captured flow through aids in gas in your face too. I mean, it's not a super gassy gun, and this even being a like the Honey Badger 5.56, 9.69-inch barrel. It's a small, lightweight gun, not super gassy. It's pleasant to shoot. Like,
Dude,
Right.
I'm not just gonna say this because I'm with you guys right now here at Q. I fired a lot of rounds through it. I don't know, maybe a couple hundred, let's just say, right? I didn't feel gas. Like I never was bothered by gas in my face with this gun. I mean, a little bit gas, you'll get it.
Of course.
But it was never like, because I shoot a lot of 5.56, a classic caliber with suppressors. Some of them you cannot shoot after half mag or 3/4 in. You can't. You're just blinded. You're coughing, whatever.
Right. And let me piggyback on that one. We haven't sacrificed any bit of weight.
no.
So you're again, you're not adding anything onto that. Number one, it still feels super light, which you guys are, known for, especially with that.
Yeah, and there's two kind of camps on the weight thing. Like when I first started here, I would throw a bunch of stuff on the gun because I'm like, oh, it's a 4.5 pound gun.
Right.
It's light. I can afford to put heavy stuff on there. And as time has gone by and I get a little older
Classes.
and glasses, I'm just like, I don't want anything heavy on there.
Facts.
And everything that we do, the scope's the heaviest thing on here. That Night Force is the heaviest thing on that gun.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and I'll just say this again. Where you put the weight is very important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like having weight right here, it's like where the scope is.
Yep.
It's more balanced for me. I mean, having something by the stock, it's fine. But once I have it up here, dude, it feels a lot heavier.
Yeah, especially when you're
actually
shooting
is.
offhand, like you're shooting a
Yes.
decent firing schedule, like something like a class or a course. At the end of the day, all that weight up front, like there's torque that's being implemented into your that forward firing hand, or non-firing hand, and this alleviates a lot of that. I think a big thing that we talk about the 5.56, honestly, like I don't shoot a lot of 300 blackout. I know you like it a lot. It's
love it.
cool. It's great. I just have more 5.56, so I shoot more of it. That's when we initially did the Honey Badger 5.56. I was like, why? Why would we do that? The little bit of extra length in the barrel and handguard is like the perfect size gun now. I shot it and I was like, I get it.
So size does matter.
Size does matter. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, 5.56. I mean, I love 300 blackout as well. I've shot 300 blackout Honey Badger numerous times. Fantastic gun. I am a huge fan of Honey Badger and 5.56.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in it at first, and then shooting it, utilizing it, I'm a true believer for sure. And obviously, I'm biased because I work here, but I was very much not anti 5.06 Honey Badger, but I just was like, we don't need to do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
And we did the updated recoil system in that. So
Yeah.
the boombox, so much easier to put together. It's the idea is the same, but it's a different spring. Different, you don't have a guide rod necessarily. You kind of have this other our 2-piece bolt carrier, all this stuff. So we upgraded everything basically, and it's super cool. And the weight, you brought it up as far as weight distribution, the way that you make a gun light, you see all these guns with skeletonized mag well or this or that, and it's like that's not how you do it. You have to take weight out of every single part,
Right.
and that's why
Balance it, yeah.
right. And our guns do cost a lot, and I get it. Like if I didn't work here, I wouldn't be able to afford
But
them.
what they say?
Buy ones.
What they say? Magic ain't cheap though.
That's right. Yeah. And
Magic ain't cheap.
yeah. I mean, we don't skim. There's nothing on these guns that you would look at and be like, nah, that was cheap. I can't believe they chose that. Like everything on here is legit, and it costs what it costs.
So the can attachment to a muzzle device. Can you explain that part? Compatibility, all that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Southpaw fits on the muzzle devices that we already offer, the Cherry Bomb and then our 2-piece flash hider.
Right.
So the Cherry Bomb is lighter than an A2 flash hider, which we love. So there's, again, that weight thing. It also acts as a sacrificial blast baffle. So your can is going to last longer with that Cherry Bomb anyway.
Right.
But the big thing is the tapers. So we have a tapered muzzle, and then the Cherry Bomb goes on that. So that's going to help with concentricity, alignment. Also, those two tapers mating together it requires 20% more torque to remove it than it does to put on.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about
Getting loose. Yeah.
you don't have to worry about
Misalignments.
misalignment like,
Or backing off.
and like a thing. So I want to say Kevin did it at AAC. What people don't realize about adhesives and things like that, they took I don't know if it was a Surefire muzzle device or whatever, but they took a muzzle device that it gives you all the shims and there's a little magic marker to show you the different all the different sizes. So they just did a test. I want to say it was AAC, and Kevin will correct me for sure if I get this wrong. But
Okay.
they took all of those shims and aligned that magic marker at 12 o'clock. So they lined them all up, put the muzzle device on, put the can on. At the muzzle, I believe they had 30 thou of deviation just from the magic marker. The tiny little thickness of the magic marker pushed the can 30 thou off, which for those who aren't super spun up on measurements, it's a lot.
That's a lot, and that can cause a baffle strike.
Exactly. That's
Sure.
it. And then, so you wait all this time to get your can. You think you're doing the right thing. Oh, I'll put adhesives on. So if you put an adhesive on and you set it down to let it dry, and it all dries on one side,
right.
pushes everything, like you could now blow up your can.
Yeah, you're out of whack.
So
yeah.
those tapers. I mean, machinists have been using tapers forever,
Yep.
and so it's like it helps with the alignment, helps with that concentricity. Once you with this whole system, you put the muzzle device on, you torque it to 30 foot-pounds. No adhesive. Then you hand tighten the can on, and you can tighten it as tight as you want realistically, but it's like you hand tighten it, it's going to require more force to get it off. So you don't need to keep tightening it through a course of fire. It just stays on. And that's tapers leading up.
You're right. I never noticed this can getting loose when I was firing this thing.
I promise you, you can shoot this thousands of rounds and it's not walking by any means. So
And the tapers before the threads too. That was the thing at AAC. Kevin messed up and did threads before tapers and learned the hard way. Tapers before threads because it seals off your threads. So you don't have to worry about carbon lock and all that. I mean, there's companies that they know the can's going to lock up. They tell you release the latch, shoot the can off. You don't have to worry about that. Your threads are going to be clean. It'll seal up. It's the proper way to do it. And you see so many companies starting to do it now.
right.
Very nice. So this is available right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So this whole package at the time that this video comes out, the Southpaw is good. As we're recording it, it just came out.
It just dropped.
So yeah, you can buy, and the Honey Badger 556 has been available for a little bit now. You can get it at our top shelf dealers. If there's a top shelf dealer near you, any dealer that carries our product probably has a 556 Honey Badger.
Thanks.
We do sell it in a pistol variant, I believe. So you can buy it, form one it, and get the.
Very nice.
There you go. I mean, there you go, man. The new can, right? 556 special.
I mean,
small.
What is that? That whole system's what, 6.5 pounds?
If that.
Yeah. I mean, we got this LPVO and all that. Remove that. Obviously, I run a dot, for example, right? It's light, dude, for what it is. Absolutely.
Mitch, first of all, we're with you now. Jay already talked our heads off, right? And look at you. You don't know what to do with your hands. Like the man.
Such a bad joke.
I know. The man, the myth, the legend. But now, look, we've got these in our hands, bro. The boombox, right? Like we know the SD one here because that's the one that I ran in New Mexico. And that one was.
What'd you think?
Ladies and gents, it ran everything flawlessly. I had no problems whatsoever. And the simple fact of it's small, compact, and light. Beautiful. And now what? You've got
Even small.
even smaller? Like,
So yeah, like we gotta know where the limit is.
Right.
So this is a 4-inch barrel. So I had to make a new gas system for this guy. So everything's scrunched back a little bit, but the beauty of the boombox gas tube is it's very easy for us to prototype. Like it's a
Okay.
straight gas tube with a tapered flare on it to help seal up the gas. Gives you a little bit more function because you don't have leak from that tapered gas tube. But it's just a straight piece of tube up here, so I can cut it off and adjust the position wherever I need it to be. So this gas tube, like I shouldn't get into the model until I give you an exact number, but it's like, in like 1.5 inches of rifling on this thing. It's tiny. So this is like as small as I can go reasonably with the barrel, and still have room for my barrel nut
Right.
and gas tube jam nut and all that shit. So this is as small as I'm going to go for now to try, and you can see what I've done is started to stack up tons of baffles.
the shorter we go on the barrel, the more baffles we're getting. I love it. So, I mean, let's talk about that. Like, we're testing tolerances here, right? Like, we're coming up to the limited edge. Like, to me, this screams like, hey, if you don't need to get the longest shot with supers, this just screams subsonic performance to me.
Yeah, it's like you don't need the barrel length to get the projectiles moving, close to the speed of sound.
Right.
So like what we're going for here is like ultimate subsonic performance and, the least sound signature, like the quietest gun we can. So we stack the baffles up. We get keep the barrel just long enough so that we can get that 800, 900, 950 feet a second, somewhere in there. And then, then we start playing with baffles to balance it out, because there's a point where, too many baffles is diminishing returns. You're not going to get much quieter after so many. But also we need a little bit more back pressure. Like right now, this tiny barrel is, I ported it pretty similar to like what I've done some of the 8 and 12 inch. And because there's so much back pressure from all these baffles, that port's too big. Like this thing is cruising along, like running around 850 rounds a minute, which it's more gas than I need for a subsonic. So I can actually, now I got to make another barrel and back it down a little bit. So
Wow.
that's kind of the development cycles. Like, you got to start somewhere, you take the educated
Right.
guess and figure out where it's at, and then iterate and redo and try new stuff.
So I mean, for folks, say, SD, true SD is like, take the barrel, port the barrel. Like, you don't need to do any of that, like, whatsoever. Like, why? We're already getting even smaller and shorter. Like, we're maximizing everything here. So, bro, this is nuts. And like, again, with what you have here, you're literally prototyping what every other day. Like, let's chop it up. Let's
It's
do it.
daily. Yeah. We're getting pretty good at Q at doing stuff quickly, and we got a good set of tools and people to make that stuff happen.
Very, very true.
It's awesome. So yeah, and like there's even more variants that I'm working on. So like this is where, you can get lost in the weeds pretty quick
Okay.
as far as like what barrel length, what calibers, and what do we want. So like what we're focusing on now is like kind of determining what actually makes sense for the end user or
Right.
for the commercial market. So like, there's definitely some interest in the SD from a military side. And then we also want to kind of show the world that the boombox can be the greatest, like DMR, lightweight, long range gun that there is. So like in your hands right now is a 6.5 with an 18-inch barrel. A little bit light of a profile. Like this is just something, we just picked the lightest thing to see how it would perform. Like, you always got to balance out. You want, what's your barrel life requirements and how light can we go. But like this kind of demonstrates that because we started with something,
So-
we made it work so small,
Right.
that going bigger and making it a little heavier is the easiest job.
Yeah.
So like you can see I got a Reptilia, kind of a recce style stock on
Right.
that. So like a little bit more comfortable with a cheek weld for shooting longer or shooting more, like more long range precision stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's easy to add plastic and metal to make it comfortable for long shooting and barrel, So
Right.
And that's 6.5 Creedmoor.
this is a 6.5. So I've got 6.5s, I've got 308s, I've got 6 Creedmoors. Like, we're kind of going this round and roundabout way of showing. I think 6 Creedmoor makes a little more sense to me than like a 6 ARC, as far as I can get a gun that is lighter than like your standard M4 with a 14.5-inch barrel and 6 ARC. And I can do a 6 Creedmoor.
This is a 6 Creedmoor?
This one is a 6.5, but I've got the identical gun in 6 Creedmoor.
Okay.
Different barrel. This, I just happened to grab the 2 6.5s that I have. But, I'm testing different barrel lengths and measuring muzzle velocity to see like where that maximum barrel length to, increase in velocity is going to get me.
Right.
Sweet spot of energy delivery and still a very light package. So.
It's freaking awesome, dude. And obviously we got the SD boombox right here, which is going to be featured on CF Contests.
One of one.
One of one, exactly. Go to Google CF Contests. You'll know what I'm talking about. I don't care when you're watching this video, you're going to see some cool stuff. But at this point, it's going to be there, right here. One of one, designed, engineered by Mitch over here. And
I don't know how you talk me into giving that thing out. I don't want to give it out.
Well,
I came here on a mission last time,
you love us.
and folks, we deliver. I'm just saying.
All right, so what else is next?
We just turns out we just got back from Africa testing what's next, and it's gonna change the world.
Okay, I like that.
All right, we've got Nick from the engineering team, and Nick, great seeing you here. And we're gonna talk about something very special. That's the Q Megaix. Nick actually worked on this like very quickly. Came out with this. This is still a prototype. He's still working on it, but tell us all about it, please.
All right. So Megaix.
Something very familiar.
Okay.
No, the Megaix we've been wanting to do for a long time is really about taking the fix to the next level by going Magnum. And I had impetus because Kevin was going to go on a hunt for a couple of elephants in Africa. And we didn't have any Q guns that would shoot the 375 caliber requirement that was there. So I actually woke up one morning and was like, oh, I know what to do. So I told him I'm going to build a couple guns in like 3 weeks. So we took some of the same principles that Mitch was talking about on the Boomboxer. You'll hear about it if you listen to that video. We have these new specialty materials. We have an awesome way of machining them. We're able to very quickly make a gun without making it much bigger. It's really just longer.
Yeah.
Right.
That is able to handle the Magnum pressures and recoil.
What caliber is that?
So this one here that Jason's holding is 375 Ruger.
Wow.
So that's actually the first Magnum, actual true Magnum that we made. And that caliber is awesome for killing everything on the planet up to dinosaurs.
Okay.
If dinosaurs are around, I can't be there. I'm sorry. I've seen how that movie ends.
Yeah, they're pretty stupid.
And what about?
And then this one in the place where he was hunting in South Africa, 9.3 by 62 Mauser, so literally a 120-year-old cartridge.
Wow.
But is legal for elephant there. So that one was the first gun I built because it was a little faster to get it made. So this is a long standard. This is a long Magnum. They're both Megafixes. And they're both very prototypey. They were made in about a 3-week period.
3 weeks, guys. It's crazy that you just came up with the idea in 3 weeks that you had this in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they left for Africa. I actually feed tested them and I was like, hey, good luck. I just gave them to Kevin and he did it shoots.
And this was solely because Kevin goes to Africa. You guys do some hunt down there, and you just didn't want him to hunt some big animals with a different gun.
Yeah, he's been taking my personal Model 70 375 H&H over there for the big stuff, and it's cool for me, but it's not cool for Q. So we had to get some Q product to get going. Also, a good reason for me to get focused on doing Megaix because we wanted to do it for a long time.
Right. This is really cool. And we've done some contact with the Q Fix. It's a great gun, but that's like 308, right? Cartridge. And what other cartridges do you have on the Fix? 308.
308, 65, 86.
Got you.
Right now, and then 6 Creedmoor. We've done those in the past.
And then with this, you're jumping up to way larger calibers. What, 300 Win Mag?
375 Ruger.
Okay. And then
it'll be 7 PRC is probably going to be the hotness. So it's the next one I'm going to make.
Yeah.
I just got back from Africa yesterday and did some hunts with a 300 Win Mag. And that's great. We shot all kinds of stuff with Win Mag.
Mitch had a kill at 700 some change yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
With the Megaix, right?
Yeah, he almost let him get away. No, great hunt. Yeah, he was able to take an eland, which is a bus-size animal, at over 700 with a 300 Win Mag Megaix. And I don't think he'd shot that gun before.
Wow.
Like, I handed it to him that morning and was like, we should take this hunting.
That is really cool. So
good.
When are these going to be available, do you think?
Man, you know how we are in ETAs. You can just get wrecked. There'll be obviously a long ways to go. You're looking at very basic prototype stuff, but we're not going to hold back. I'm going to keep moving on this one. I'm hoping, within the next little while. You're not gonna get me to say anything, and you know how it goes. We'll have it out as soon as it's done.
As soon as it's ready, it'll be out.
I do think I'm going to take a couple to SHOT Shows, so hopefully we'll see them in a few. It might just be these because I think these guns are actually going to get retired. And then we'll make new versions. I'm going to put them on the wall and be like, hey, first prototype elephant guns, and then go to the next version.
Okay.
The magazines you'll see it's all 3D printed. It's not going to be this bulky. But you have to do some stuff to get survive in a quick fashion.
Yeah,
That was really cool.
And look at the upgrades that you have from just rolling on. I mean, you're looking at the butt pad on that one. I mean, there's a lot going on, right? So
we've shifted. You'll kind of see some differences in the receivers to make stuff work.
Right.
These being prototypes, you can actually see if you open that bolt there, you'll see that bolt is 2 regular fixed bolts cut in half and welded back together.
wow.
But that's sort of to do the prototyping thing. The big deal is C350 super alloy crazy material extensions and bolts. That's what makes it not any bigger than a regular fix except for length.
That is so cool, man.
These are both 16-inch barrels. Of course, we'll experiment with longer when we get in the magnums.
Yeah.
But everything else works just like your fix, carries like your fix, shoots like your fix.
All right. So what else are we going to see here at Q?
Man, coming up, we have a bunch of new silencers coming. That's going to be fun.
Yep.
Megaix is obviously a big deal for me. Boombox variants for quite some time, which you guys are already teasing for us. And then we'll take a look at whatever the next generation AR stuff we're going to work on. And then maybe 300 PRC Megaix sniper rifle.
Whoa. Well, okay. That actually sounds very interesting.
Very much.
Maybe.
Maybe. These are all maybes, guys, so don't come at us later on.
Has anyone seen Mitch? I swear he had a lunchbox.
Yeah, I think he has it.
What? Yeah, it's right here. So this cute little thing is something we're working on. For some of our,
That was so stealthy.
we're working on different loads and like some downloaded subsonic that, lower exit pressure. This thing is incredibly quiet. So, and still
That is so
totally
cool, dude.
lethal at hundreds of meters. So it's not just like your close quarter,
Yeah.
it's not limited to close quarters. Like we can shoot like things like Zebra at 324 yards with a gun
Which
this size.
Mitch has done that before.
I just did that.
Wow, that is so freaking cool, dude. In a little lunchbox.
Oh my god.
Yeah, come on, what?
I had to. I need all of the capacity.
No. No, that thing needs a short
That
mag.
looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. It looks sick. It looks absolutely sick.
Show the people how it's supposed to look like. I'm curious now.
Yep. Big mag.
There we
That
go.
was easy.
There we go.
It's a 4-inch barrel on this gun, and like we're playing around with the theory that a shorter barrel might be easier to shoot because these bullets are in the barrel for quite a long time on a long barrel. So it's more time for the shooter to be moving as the shot's going down the bore. So like the shorter subsonic rounds, we're finding that there might be an increase in ability to shoot the gun accurately because the bullet's just not in the bore as long.
Yeah.
So it's this really interesting concept that you can have a gun that is lethal out to 300 meters, and you can actually kill things
Yeah.
at 300 meters in a package this small. So, future
In the future, yeah.
is
So,
now. No, I'm saying it's here.
so is this as it is available now, or will it be?
No, so it is a prototype that we've been toting around to show off some friends of ours, and but no, there's no reason we can't offer something like this. Like it's just a barrel change and a custom silencer for this.
I don't
this
see
gun.
why not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your business,
God bless.
and we'll see you on the next one.